Well, I mean, that means only one thing. This is the Bees of Boxing. I am not Steve Swift. I'm sorry, but Steve is here. As you can see, he is right next to me. He is the man of the hour. That is Steve Swift, and we are going to talk boxing. We talk business of boxing. We talk boxing of boxing. We talk bullying of boxing. We talk Daffy Duck of boxing by the looks of it back there. But, that might be a different story altogether. Steve, how you doing this week, brother?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm in a bloody mood, which is
Good.
quite right for all this boxing claptrap that we're
Good.
going through at the moment.
Good. Because this week I want to ask your opinions on a couple of things that have come out. The biggest one, obviously, we know now the Zuffa Boxing has signed Shakur Stevenson. But what we're learning is that there may have been some promises made on this one to Shakur Stevenson. And are these promises? Some would say these promises are not promises that Zuffa can really keep because they don't have the luxury of having these people. According to Shakur Stevenson, the fights that are being lined up, the selling feature for him in signing with Zuffa was being able to get a fight with Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. Not at the same time, mind you. I mean, although that would be fantastic. Let's do a three-way pause and let them figure it out. Here's my question to you, Steve. Because Devin Haney, and more importantly, Bill Haney, seems to think that his son is a $100 million man. What say you?
Well, first of all, I just want to say it's not the first time today that you said let's have a three-way, obviously, but I think that you get what you do is you put out a figure, don't you?
Sure.
You get a figure in the air, and 100 million is fair enough. It's Terence Crawford territory, isn't it? He said that's what he wanted to come back, and you keep saying it until someone says maybe you are $100 million fighter. But let me tell you something. This is never, the fight with Devin Haney is never going to take place.
Wow, there's a wild take right there. It is never going to take place. If he's worth 100 million, then explain to me why the proverbial wrinkle in this entire plan could end up being the mandatory for the WBO title that Devin Haney has, and the mandatory being Keyshawn Davis. Now, they've said that this has to go to bidding, and the bidding is going to start. Are you ready for this, Steve? $200,000. That means 150 for one guy and 50 for the other guy, right? Or what? I mean, what are they going to go 100 and 100? Like, so I think that Bill may have moved the decimal a little bit. He was thinking 100 million, but he's actually getting 100,000. Does this affect anything? And what if Keyshawn Davis ends up beating Devin Haney?
Well, I mean, if Keyshawn Davis ends up beating Devin Haney, never in a month of Sundays, but if he does, then that blows everything wide open because he's got a mate, hasn't he? He's got a friend out there. So he's got a brother. So the thing is, the Bill Haney will probably be out on social media later on this evening talking all about how disgusted he is because he has to. Now he's raised that. Actually, it doesn't really make much difference, except I'm wondering whether it's a slap in the face because he is touting this figure. Whether they've said, actually, let's just take you down to earth a little bit.
So, yeah, and I get that. And there's two sides of this, though. Let's talk about the first side of it, which is the belt. Now, this obviously puts a wrinkle because we know we've had these conversations about the whole Zuffa belt and the governing body, the sanctioning bodies of WBO, and having to deal with them. And we've seen recently what's happened and having to deal with them with the Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn getting set up. And, we talked about that this past week on the live audio wrestling live show on Sunday about whether or not Zuffa was bullied into that. So if you go back and listen to that. But my question is, if this is the case, does it make more sense, and is it an easier sell if Devin Haney loses that belt to Keyshawn Davis? Then, because Shakur Stevenson has already said he doesn't care about fighting for belts and stuff like that, obviously, because he wants to make money, and he understands. He's talked to enough people, Terrence Crawford, first and foremost, I would imagine, that says, I can't go to the bank with my belt and be like, hey, what can I get for this? You can't get squat. What you can get is a bunch of people fucking asking you for autographs and pictures. That's what you get. What you don't get is peace and quiet. And what you don't get is the ability to buy a boat. A belt won't buy a boat. So you got to be able to get the money, get that bag. And so Shakur Stevenson doesn't give a shit because he knows that he's got to give rid of some of that money, right? If he gets this. So it's better in that instance for Shakur Stevenson if Devin Haney doesn't have that title, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Bill Haney has already said that Shakur had said, I fight you. We'll fight. Well, we'll fight at 144. But you know what? You've got to give your belt up. So he's already said, just drop that sucker and you get to fight me. I think it's just ridiculous. It's boxing distraction stuff. Then I mean, and what's you could say, I'm not interested in this fight really, because it's that fantasy, would a in his prime Randolph Turpin be an in his prime Mike Tyson? I'm not interested in that. A lot of people are, that's great. But I'm also not interested in, well, what about those two fighting at a catch weight? No, because I want to know about their real weights, to be honest. But I'm a purist and an old head. And look at the beard. And a lot of people will really want this fight. I can't get up for it because of the ridiculousness of it and the way that they've been talking about it for quite some time. Plus, it's all about Keyshawn Davis, really. Actually, I'm not interested in you. I want that fight. This is not tasty for me. My mandatory is not tasty. It's called Rolly Romero syndrome. And, it's a recognized medical thing. And what you need to do is take a pill that says on the box, if I don't know you, I don't owe you. And then you're fine. So he's looked at his mandatory clearly and thought, fancy a bit of Shakur. It's never good. I'll say again, it's never going to happen.
It's funny that you mentioned Rolly Romero with Daffy Duck sitting behind you like that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Tiafoe is a big enough name for the gentleman now. But, Jack Catterall isn't. Shakram Giasov wasn't.
So let me ask you about this name, because this was the other name that was thrown out there other than Devin Haney. And this one, I think, can be done by Zuffa and probably nobody else. And we've talked about this, and that name is Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Now, let's say you have to do that Devin Haney fight first, which I think is I think that Shakur Stevenson beats the brakes off of Devin Haney worse than Ryan Garcia did. But the problem is I think that sends Devin Haney out of boxing if that happens. But if that does happen, now you've got a really good chip to play with, trying to get Gervonta Davis back into boxing. But what you've done is if you've set the precedent that Devin Haney is $100 million guy and you do this deal, well, Gervonta Davis is 150 then. Am I right?
Well, I mean, in the business of boxing, the maths is right. But the thing is, he's so far in recess, Tidster, that you're going to need to lay some tasty treats, a path of tasty treats and a saucer of milk to bring him out there. Because let me tell you this, he don't want to box no more.
That's right, because he's still dealing with other stuff. Now that other stuff is being dealt with, what's going to happen is he's going to have to sit down and take a look at his bank account. And once he does that, he's coming back to boxing, because that's the only place he's going to be able to make that kind of money. And who's he going to be able to go and talk to? The governing bodies are going to have a hard time with him because of what happened with the whole Jake Paul thing, and him being on a national stage and showing, I would just rather do something else. But that's because he had other things going on. I think that Zuffa and His Excellency, they go to him and they say, listen, we understand that you had some stuff going on, brother, and we are here for that. You've taken care of it. We've given you the time, but now it's time to come home. Now it's time to come back to the sport that made you. Now it's time to make that money and recoup those losses that bitch took from you. And that's what they'll do. And they'll sweeten it with $150 million check to fight Shakur Stevenson on Paramount Plus.
Is that what Turkey Al-Sheikh is saying to him? I'll give you the money that bitch took from you. Is that what he's saying?
I'm paraphrasing. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I could never get direct quotes. I lose something in translation. Is typically what happens.
Somebody familiar with the situation said,
yes.
I think you could be right, and I think it's a shit show and a circus, because I think that if you bring Gervonta Davis back and he says, okay, I'm a comeback, because that's the, that's street. I'm a. You don't do the I am a, which I would do. I'm a come back and beat your asses. And if it's set up, then I think during the period of selling, Gervonta Davis gets bored, worried, wonders what he's doing, and it's a terrible, terrible situation. I think he implodes again. I really think he has a psychological issue about this boxing game, and I think that comes from Lamont Roach. I think Lamont Roach finished him.
Interesting. I would challenge that, but that's only because I want to see him in that situation. I think that a lot of outside influences led to Gervonta Davis's recent actions, and I think that with the right people around him and the right influences around him, that can be turned around, because talent is something that he is not short on. Right. And you can always take care of those outside influences. You can always change your atmosphere around to be able to use what you are born with. And that's what he needs to do.
Appreciate that. Absolutely. And I'm all in for watching him struggle through that process, because I think he will. And that's going to make the business of boxing look even better. People are going to tune in just for that, and that alone will sell tickets. It's a terrible thing, folks, but we love to see that, don't we?
Yes, we do. Now, it's funny, you mentioned earlier when you were talking about, like, I'll fight you at 144 and the different coming down in weights and whatnot. And obviously we didn't even talk about the Ryan Garcia situation and how that could come into play with Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. I mean, I think that, and the sad thing is Conor Benn is in that mix too, but he's going to get left out in the cold. There's no doubt about it. One thing that we are hearing though, and I want to talk about this when we're talking about weights and coming down and fighting at different classes and fighting different ones. One of the biggest fights of the last couple of years that we've been building towards and that we've been talking about is Naoya Inoue versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And apparently it is all but pretty much confirmed from Inoue's promoter saying that is the fight that will be set up next. Which I love it. I think it's fantastic. Here's the part of what that was said that I do have a bit of a problem with, though, when he said that Inoue loves these kinds of challenges, loves these kinds of fights, being able to go into this. And I'm like, as I'm hearing this, I'm like, hold on a second. He's the way bigger guy in this situation. He's not the man, in my opinion, stepping up to the plate, so to speak. That's Jesse Rodriguez. Jesse Rodriguez is the guy going, yeah, I will fight the bigger guy. Yeah, I will fight the monster. Yeah, I will fight that bully. Now, in a way, this very well could be set up and promoted properly. I mean, this is Rocky IV, right?
Yes, with all of the kind of B's of boxing, Rodriguez on the B side, but he wants to support that party. This is in a way coming out because after this, you make the big fight in Japan, a big, at the Dome or something like that, and then he comes to the States because he's beaten an American guy, and so he's legitimized in that way. But Rodriguez is going to want to spoil that party. And he has the kind of personality that can do that. The thing about it in a way is he's very modest. In his last fight, it was close with McIntyre, it was close. And he said words to the effect of, I came through it, I got through it. It was really painful. And, it's difficult to, might have lost something in translation, understand that. But it's really good to hear boxers speak in that way. A bit like Dave Allen. He was better than me and I got beat up. People love that. So I think in a way does this naturally. But that kind of modesty, good guy stuff, babyface stuff, if Rodriguez thinks I can lean into something else here, that's also going to really go well for the business of boxing. The boxing of boxing will be extremely well served by this fight.
If I'm Jesse Rodriguez, I come out and I call bullshit. I call bullshit on everything this nice guy persona outside of the ring that Inoue has, because he doesn't. I think it's bullshit. You don't roll 40 deep and have this group of guys chanting behind you, this weird militant Asian protocols that happens, and not just him specific. This happens. You don't have this without having some weird kind of, I'll say it, cult mentality to have them be able to do this. They have Stockholmed some of these guys to the point to where they think that this is acceptable behavior to put this dude over. And so he can just play like they're bringing in the top machines. They're motivating. They're doing all of these great things. This is why I said this has this Ivan Drago kind of feel to it now, where Inoue is going to become the heel in this entire endeavor. Inoue is going to be the guy, because if Jesse Rodriguez plants his feet on this and stands 10 toes down, he's like, I'm going in against a dude. Yeah, we're separated only by one weight class, but that's a lot of pounds. That's a lot of pounds at that weight class.
Yeah, you come at it a different way. And if he does call that, you've got to be brave to do that, though, surely. You've got to have balls of steel to do that, really. Or a good security team around you. I think that that pulling the curtain back in that way would be extraordinary. And it would make people say, but it would help in a way, because it would pull that curtain back and people would say, there's more to him.
Yes.
Than that kind of babyface situation. What's all this?
Yes.
And I suspect that it's a great fight that in a way comes through that, struggles, comes through it. And that's the best way for him to struggle, but come through it, then to get to America and say, well, I had my baptism of fire.
I don't think he does come through it.
I
don't think he does come through it. And I think that it ends up being some kind of controversy at the end of it, because you know what sells better than one fight, Steve?
Yes.
2 fights.
Yeah.
2 fights. Because outside of Jesse Rodriguez, what is there for Inoue? This is the one that they've been talking about. Yeah. So they can work this for a couple of rematches. I mean, you go something weird off the first one, then the second one, now you're 3. Now these two are tied up for the next couple of years of their lives, making all the money in the world, putting each other over. This is pro wrestling 101.
It is. So you go for, not that I'm saying this is fixed, and we're not saying that at all.
No.
Of course not. But what if you go for something like majority draw when Jesse Rodriguez has dominated, or a win on his own soil for Inoue, And then Rodriguez is, I'll take you back to America. We'll get that sorted. And then we do a rubber match somewhere else, like in, I don't know, a penitentiary somewhere. Where,
It's
like
super
Tyson
simple.
Fury
It's super
did.
simple. A very close split decision in the first one. In the second one for the rematch, a freak shoulder injury. In the first or second round, shoulders out, called. It's a no contest. Now you got your third one to settle this whole thing.
Great. I mean, you called it, and no doubt because it's on this show.
I mean,
someone's taking notes. Yeah, shoulder injury.
Yeah, that's a basic one, man. You know,
I was going to say he pulled his perineum, but let's say shoulder injury, even better.
Right? Yeah, he slipped and fell on his coccyx.
Or somebody else's.
Because this is well, we're not going to kink shame. This is the kind of fight that, I mean, you have to imagine there's more to this than just the one outing. You can't just have one outing. There's certain rules to all of this kind of booking, right? There's certain rules to this show too. You know that, Steve.
Come to the children. Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children.
You are segueing so fucking well now. It's so smooth. I don't see it coming at all. So smooth. Yeah.
It's tremendous. Well, listen, I'm just here to try to put you in a better mood, my man.
Well, I am in a better mood now. Thank you very much.
You came into this full of piss and vinegar, you know, and I got to tell you, those are the days that we love Steve Swift to talk about boxing, you know.
And if you like, I've got you a ticket for the Thailand show. The Fury. In fact, it's my ticket, so I don't have to go.
It's the ticket. I heard they were giving them out. They gave out 7 tickets because that's all they can fit in the venue, and they gave them out in chocolate bars.
That's right. It's the Willy Wonka deal.
Yeah.
It's Willy Wonka deal, and Tyson shit.
Well, this is the thing. They couldn't go with the Willy Wonka and whatnot because, you know, copyright infringement. So it's the Tyson's Shithouse chocolate bars that they're going to be marketing.
Tyson's Shithouse of Fun, starring Carl Froch.
Oh man, there's going to be more lady boys than boys at this event, I think.
Well, it's extraordinary. I don't quite understand. I mean, obviously, there's the humanitarian belt, which I know we all want. Now, I'm setting up a Beetle drive as we speak, so I can get that humanitarian belt next time.
Is that now? Do you still charge the 3% on a humanitarian belt?
Yeah, I suspect you don't.
What the like? Come on, you know they're going to.
Oh, yeah. Just imagine, though. Just imagine for a minute if Marius Vach actually wins. Freak knockdown. He can't get up. What happens then? Do you still do the Joshua and Fury fight? Do you? I mean, you have to, don't you? But what happens?
You erase the tape. That's what you do, Steve. You fucking erase the tape because there's going to be no evidence of this fight ever taking place.
I'm just wondering how word is going to get out about this. So you kind of think he's got 1,500 fans, hasn't he?
Sure.
And he can't vet them all.
No,
so
are we making people like check their phones into bags like they're going to a fucking Dave Chappelle fucking show?
He's going to have to.
You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody's going to leak all of this stuff. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be there. This is going to be less of a secret than, you know, Andrew Tate's fucking latest video endeavors.
Yes. Anyway, no. I think that what will happen is that you'll see it on YouTube or something like that. I'll do a review of it. And I'll get a phone call. Where did you get to see that, you shit house? I'm coming for you. Well, it's not a bad impression that I've got it back.
It's not. I mean, you spend enough time in the convoys. Is that what they're called? They still called convoys?
They're not, but I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You know, fucking gypsy bastards.
Oh yeah, you do. You do. Yes.
That's tremendous. Well, listen, Steve, as always, it is a pleasure to talk boxing with you. And I can't wait to see how this Jesse Rodriguez fight lays out as we get closer to it. We've got some big fights coming up in the very near future. Zuffa has, more fights coming up this week. Edgar Berlanga, Richardson Hitchens. Like, we got good fights. We got good fights coming up.
That's right. It is, but no one's going to see them. However, good fights coming up.
More people are going to see those than are going to see the fucking Tyson Fury fiasco.
I'm talking about the walk up because they'll always be the live gate, as my good friend Frank Warren says.
Well, listen, every indie promoter loves that walk up, right? And it doesn't matter when you've already done the deal with Paramount. Walk ups don't mean shit.
The walk up's the most important thing.
Yeah, right? No, you know what the most important thing is, Steve? The absolute most important thing is
Come to the children. Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children.
That's true. That is true. And we always have to remember that.
And you always have to remember this too. Going, it's tough. Like Daffy Duck always says. I mean, I don't know if he has one or not, but it looks like he's sitting back there tucking his chin. So you do the same thing, people. We'll see you next time. Peace.